Hey, this is George G. Welcome to George G's Room of Rock. How's everyone doing out there today? I hope everyone's going to have a nice week today. So, today we are going to do another album ranking because I've been listening to them lately. So I figure when I do the album rankings, when I listen to the bands, I should do them when I'm listening to them. It won't refresh in my mind. Even though I know these albums anyway, I've listened to them for years. But we're going to do Celtic Frost or Celtic Frost. I know it's really Celtic Frost, but I've always been calling it Celtic Frost forever. So if I say the one, it's either one to me. So I know it's really Celtic Frost. But so anyway, we're going to go through their 5 albums. Sorry about their 6 albums and an EP, because I'm going to put Morbid Tales and Emperor's Return on the same thing, because that's the way I have it. I've always heard it that way. They kind of melt together because they pretty much sound the same anyway. But anyway, so this is gonna be a short one because there's not like a lot of albums to go by. But again, the band from Switzerland, who basically were like, I guess, one of the first wave of black metal and avant-garde metal. They did a lot of strange stuff. So anyway, they're really good, influential band, very important band in my opinion. Along with like bands like Venom, Bathory, they really started that whole black metal thing, even though they weren't like sounding any. But some of the stuff does actually sound like black metal. Some of the later stuff, and the early stuff was kind of in that vein. But really good band. Tom G. Warrior or Tom Gabriel Fisher, whichever way he wants to go by. He goes either one. Martin Ain, rest in peace, Martin Ain. He passed away a few years ago. Reed St. Mark, and then on drums, and Stephen Priestley was also on drums with them. A lot of different lineup changes, and Martin Ain was in and out of the band, periodically. But anyway, so we're going to go through my least favorite to my favorite, and you might be surprised what my least favorite is not, because people with the band, they know they're notorious for the one album. So, but we're going to go through it anyway. Anyway, so let's get it rolling with this. So my number 6 is from 1990, and that's Vanity Nemesis. I'm surprised you thought it'd be another one, but no, it's this one. And this is a good album. They're all good. Martin Ain's back on this one. He wasn't on the last album. But this one's got a really good tracks on this one. The Heart Beneath. Hold on, let me see, because it's kind of... Hold on. Yeah, there you go. Wine in My Hand, Third from the Sun. It's kind of blacked out, my copy here. Wings of Solitude is very good. And The Name of the Bride, The Silent Earth. Kisser or Whisper is very good. Very good. I mean, I think it's a good album. Kind of not the greatest in quality, but from the album they put out before this, people did not like it. This is a step up from that for people who like the band like this. So, but and then he also do a cover of Heroes from David Bowie. But yeah, that's my number 6. Again, pretty good album. Not bad. Now, my number 5 is the one everyone hates, and that's 1988's Cold Lake. And I actually love this album. And now, do I love it as a Celtic Frost album or Celtic Frost? No, it's not a Celtic Frost album, but it still is a Celtic Frost album. Even though Tom Warrior will not acknowledge this one, even they put that box set out recently, and he didn't even put it on it, didn't acknowledge it. And I think that's a shame, because an artist just shouldn't ignore what they did. They did it, and it should be proud of anything you do. This is what you did, and I know people hate it as an Celtic Frost album, but also people really love the album as an album, and it really is good as an album. This came out as something else. If he did the side project, they called it something else to do this glam metal thing he did here, it would have been fine. It looked how ridiculous they look, and I do look ridiculous. But that being said, the songs are really good. The album's really good. The songs are good. Seduce Me Tonight, Petty Obsession, Once They Were Eagles were really good. Cherry Orchards is a single for the album. I really like that one. Juice Is Like Wine. Little Velvet's my favorite one because it's got a great riff on it. Blood and Kisses. Dance Sleazy's kind of silly. Roses Without Thorns is good. And Tease Me, another one that's silly. But it's supposed to be glam metal. It's supposed to be like, that's the style. But that's what they're going for. I think as Tom Warrior's girlfriend had a lot to do with making this album like this. But it's really not a bad album. It's just not what you want for Celtic Frost at all. And I get that. If you think this album sucks, I get it. I like it, but that's me. Anyway, that's my number 5. My number 4 is from 1986, which is Into the Pandemonium. Very strange. This is a strange album. There's a lot of weird stuff, but a good album. A lot of weird stuff. They started doing avant-garde thing. The avant-garde thing. But they start the album with Mexican Radio from Wall of Voodoo, which is very strange. Very strange to pick that for the first song and the cover. Anyway. But Inner Sanctum's great. If I say this right, Tres Leches de la Lune is a strangest thing you put on a metal album. But like I said, very avant-garde. It's just very strange. But that's what he did, and that's what it's like. So it's on there. He put on there. Babylon Fell, great song. One in Their Pride is like a rap kind of thing, and it's got two of them on here. It's got the regular one. It's got a longer version. It's very strange. It's like a rap kind of hip-hop at the time, I guess. It's very strange. Dancey, I guess you want to call it. But anyway, it is what it is. I Won't Dance is great. Sorrows of the Moon. Rex R.E. and Oriental Masquerade. I mean, it's got some good stuff. It's some strange stuff. So it does got to get past some of the weirdness. But they took a risk. As I said, they took a risk with this. And then when they came out with Cold Leak, it was totally different. They took a risk. People didn't like it. But you know, you got to give him credit for just trying to do something different that people weren't doing at the time. So you got to give him a lot of credit. That's why I think he's, you know, good at what he does. Anyway, my number 3 is the 2006 comeback, Monotheist, with a creepy-ass cover. Oh, by the way, this is one of my favorite covers, too, by the man. Anyway, love the album cover. This one is the creepiest one. Another great album cover. And this is an absolutely creepy-ass, crazy album, which is so damn good. And I talked about this in my video if you watched it with Halloween albums, and I mean, it's just so, it's got the black metal elements with some really dark, creepy stuff. I mean, Prodigy and let me put the thing on here so you can see a little better. Progeny, Ground, A Dying God Coming to Human is sung by Martin Ain. Drowned in Ashes, Obscured, Domain of Decay, and then there's a triptych trilogy of Totengot, which is really like some crazy talking and thing kind of thing is great. But Sinoga, Satan is really good, and Winter. It's really a really excellent album. If it's not for everyone, you put this. You're expecting something from Celtic Frost. You didn't expect to put out such a great album that's just so different from what they put out before. But it's still got the element of Celtic Frost in it. You know what I'm saying? It's a really crazy good album. But it's excellent. So that's my number 3. My number 2, which I'm going to have to try to block out part of it, is The Morbid Tales Emperor Return, right there. Another cover, great cover. I got the one in here too with the Morbid Tales thing. This one I'm going to put those songs together. And Into Crypts of Rays is excellent. Vision of Mortality. Dethroned Emperor, of course, is awesome. Morbid Tales, the song. Circle of the Tyrants. Procreation of the Wicked is absolutely awesome. Return to the Eve. You got 3 of them in a row in this one. Doing that excellent. Visual Aggression, Nocturnal Fear. It's got some great songs. It's an absolute classic. Both of them put together. Oh, I can cover it. Oops, sorry. You flagged for that one. But excellent album. So that's it for that was our number 2. My number 1, of course, is 1985's To Megatherion. This is the absolute classic. I listened to this one today, and it's one reason why this is their best one, my favorite one, and most people's favorite one. So, The Usurper, awesome. Jewel of Throne. Eternal Summer. That's the first song I heard by Celtic Frost is Eternal Summer. It was on a compilation album called Skull Crushers, and that's where I got into Celtic Frost, and I saw it for Obituary and Death, and that's how I got to all 3 of those bands from that, because it was just fantastic stuff. Circle of the Tyrants is also on this one. It's on this one too, right? Yes, they did it again. Fainted Eyes, Tears of the Prophet's Dream, Necromaniacal Screams, excellent song. They look really cool. Martin Ain is not on this one. It's Tawdry Warrior, Reed St. Martin, and Dominic Steiner. So, but great album cover. I forgot who the artist that does this, but he did the other album cover for him. But anyway, that's my last one. That's my ranking of the Celtic Frost albums. But I wanted to go through some other things. First, this one is like a compilation, which is the first, after I listened to that Eternal Summer, I got this, which is Parched with Thirst Am I Dying, which came out in 1990 something. And this is like a compilation with some B-sides and re-recordings. It's got 2 songs that were supposed to be on the next album after Vanity Nemesis, which is Idols of Chagrin Chagrin and Under a Pallian Sun. I think he has a project that he did called Pallian Sun. I don't have that, but both of them are actually excellent songs on here. Descent to Babylon. They have another Return to the Eve, Just Like Wine. The Annabelle Factor, unreleased track. Journey into Fear, another unreleased track, which is fantastic. And The Chapel in the Moonlight, which is a single they put out that year with I think limited to 1,000 copies. It was originally done by Dean Martin, the crooner, which is amazing that you would do that. And a re-recorded version of Mexican Radio, but really good compilation. And that was really my true introduction to the band from what they could do. So, and then I wanted to go through a couple things of Tom Warrior's catalog that I have, because I was going to rank all these together, his Hellhammer, his Triptykon stuff, but I was like, you know what? He always says they're different bands. Like Celtic Frost is not Hellhammer, and Triptykon is not Celtic Frost. But anyway, I'm going to go through it anyway. So Hellhammer, Apocalypse was raised 1990 AD, Thirds in the Storms, Massacre, Triumph of Death, Hours Aggressor, Revelation of Doom, Messiah. It's a really, really raw album. This actually sounds more like what Morbid Tales and Emperor's Return sound like. That's kind of like, this is just more raw, and it's really good. I like the EP. And then after Celtic Frost broke up, or he disbanded him, he bought his new band Triptykon, which looks like this is the first album of Triptykon, which is fantastic stuff. It's more in the vein of the Monotheist, but a little bit more I don't know how you say it, more gothic or more epic, and a little more, I guess, because he got some female vocals and really sweet vocals on some of these albums, and it's really a really good album. I'm not going through all the songs, but it's really good. And they put out an EP, Shatter. Another good one is it's got just called Song Shatter and I Am Twilight and Crucifix, which is just like a little instrumental thing. And he does some 3 songs, Circle of the Tyrants, The Throat Emperor, and that's pretty. 2 songs on here, which is that really good. And then he put another album out in 2014, and that one's called Melina Chasmata. Another great album cover, same artist, I believe. Another fantastic album. It's just really, it's avant-garde metal, but it's really done well. He did a really good job with these albums, and I really enjoy them for what they are. He has a live one out with an orchestra. I didn't get that one yet, but I've heard some stuff, and it's really good too. But yeah, he's ahead of his time with stuff. I mean, he's really good for his stuff. I hope he puts a new album out soon. But anyway, that's getting off track. But that was my Celtic Frost stuff, and the Triptykon Hell. I'm just kind of talking about that because I really liked it. But anyway, I hope someone enjoyed the video. I hope you like the band. If you do or don't, tell me in the comments. If you like what you see, like and subscribe, and keep rocking metal alive. We'll see you next time, guys.